If you went to war with this underwater alien, you'd definitely lose. The most dangerous part of the sea creature is its stingers. Those tentacles can extend up to 50 meters below the water. Don't let your guard down. Although they're rare, there have been sting-related deaths. After being stung, one woman died of anaphylactic shock.
Keep breathing nice and relaxed.
In a different incident, a sting caused cardiovascular collapse. The stingers are a useful hunting tool more than anything else. They help the man-o-war trap and kill its prey. Anything from fish, shrimp, and plankton can get tangled up in that painful mess. Even after they've died, the man-o-war has not yet surrendered. Once they've bit the dust and washed up on the beach, the stingers can still be active, so watch your step. If you brush up against a Portuguese man-o-war, you won't die, but you're bound to earn some battle scars. The most common symptoms include painful welts, vomiting, and fever. At first glance, you might mistake a man-o-war for a jellyfish. They're actually siphonophores. Siphono what? It's a scientific term that describes a creature composed of many tiny polyps working together. Though it moves as a whole, the man-o-war is actually made up of 4 colonies of tiny polyps. One polyp is responsible for stinging and hunting. A separate polyp takes care of eating and digesting. That sounds more up my alley. Grammatically speaking, they should be called men-o-war. Semantics, am I right? See that big gas-filled thing sticking out of the water? That polyp helps it float and drift through the ocean currents. With its mesmerizing light blue color, it wins for the prettiest polyp. Its blue translucent coloration causes it to be mistaken for rogue plastic bags washed ashore. If you're ever doing a beach clean, you might want to double-check your trash, or suffer a sting. It's also the safest part for humans to touch. If you're feeling adventurous, you can pick it up by its jelly-like body. And it looks kind of enticing. So squishy. Just like people, some man-o-wars are identified as right-handed, while others are southpaws. Strange because they don't have hands or paws. Righties or lefties, they're still at the mercy of the elements, with the wind and currents dictating where they end up. Talk about going with the flow. One place you think you might find them is around, Portugal. And I wouldn't blame you, considering the name and all. But they prefer warmer waters in tropical parts of the world. So how did it get its name? If you squint, you can see that they look like a mini version of the man-of-war ships early European explorers used, except this all-natural version can deflate itself and fully submerge underwater. What a strategic way to handle threats. As far as reproduction goes, that's what the 4th polyp is for. It's a confounding process. It releases reproductive cells, also called gametes, into the water where they are fertilized. How exactly? Even scientists are stumped by this one. Through the magic of biology and the mystery of nature, asexually, each part of the man-o-war develops and grows. Each polyp shares DNA from the original gamete, yet they are considered separate entities working together. This creature literally is the sum of its parts. Even with the threatening name, the Portuguese man-o-war is relatively harmless. The box jellyfish is the one you ought to look out for. Ooh, boxes, so scary. Check out our video about them. At the end of the day, it's not all in a name. Stinging people on beaches and floating aimlessly through the ocean is what the Portuguese man-o-war does. And that's what makes them crazy creatures.